Alright, so we're checking out another portable power station. This is the FATORK B500. It's one of the smaller, on the smaller end here, 518 watt hours of capacity with a 500 watt pure sine wave inverter inside. And you can see, relative size of my hand here. For a 518 watt hour capacity power station, it's a little bit on the smaller size. It only weighs about 14 pounds. It has these lithium iron phosphate cells in here, or LFP cells, not lithium like the 18650s. So it's a different type of chemistry. So it's got a 1-year warranty. Typically, these power stations that have the LFP packs inside have 5-year warranties, so I'm not sure what's up with that. It says it can have up to 1,000 charge cycles with only losing 20% capacity, so having 80% capacity after 1,000 charge cycles. Anyway, a quick look at everything you get in the box. You get a user manual, quick start guide. We'll take a look at the user manual and some of the specs here in a second. Wall charger, and this is a 18 volt 5 amp hour or 5 amp charger, 90 watts. It's kind of on the larger side. I'll show you an alternative way to charge this if you want to, or actually charge it faster. And this is the cable that goes to the wall adapter. Get a USB-C to USB-C cable. Get this barrel connector. I think it's 5525 barrel connector to Anderson connector. This is for certain solar panels. And they also have another one, same 5525 barrel connector to MC4 connector, also for solar panels. And then for car charging, they have the same, the barrel connector right there. So it can charge up to 12 volts, and I think 90 watts is the max on the input. Quick look at the front here. Get your display. The little button here turns the display on and off. This little button here turns the light that's on the back. I'll show you that here in a second. Turns on and off the DC section, which is going to be your 2 DC barrel ports here. So that is 12 volts out on both of those. I think those are also 5525s. And then you have one input. That's for all your, basically the wall adapter and all the solar goes into here. You have 100 watts of power delivery and USB-C in and out here. So you can have both of these connected. So you have, if you have a wall adapter that outputs 100 watts on USB-C power delivery, you can have that in at 100 watts, and then have this plugged in at 90 watts, and you can combine that. So if you have only the 90 watt wall charger, it's like 6 hours to charge this to full. But if you have this combined together, say it actually takes a charge time in half, and it'll charge it from empty to full in 3 hours. Got an extra USB-C power delivery 20 watt port here. And then you have 2 USB-A quick charge 3.0 ports. And this turns the DC section on and off. And then you have your AC section, you turn that on. That's for the 2 plugs here. AC ports, 500 watts pure sine wave inverter for those. And then you also have your 12 volt out here car socket for those devices that use the cigarette lighter adapter. So over here on the left side, you have just a fan air vent. Same over here on the right side. Here in the back, you have your LED light, and then you have some specs on the different ports there. And I mentioned some of those already. Go ahead and turn the light on. Just press the button once, turn the light on. Super bright. Press it again. That'll turn it to like a lower level of brightness. And then once again, I'll turn it off. If you hold the button for 3 seconds, you get the SOS mode, and press it again to turn it off. Alright, so just a quick look at the manual. Obviously it's showing you different ways you can charge up the power station. Obviously the included wall adapter. And you got your 12 volt car charger. And these are actually 5521 barrel connectors. And then they're showing this with the solar panel again, with the Anderson connector. And then you can charge it also via the USB-C power delivery port up to 100 watts. Quick look at the specs that are listed in the manual. Pause the video if you want to take a closer look at this. Alright, so the adapter that I was using for USB-C charging on this one, which is not included, this is the Anchor 737. And you just plug it into one of these USB-C ports that will output 100 watts. you obviously will need an appropriate cable that can handle that amount of current and power. And then you can have this plugged in as well as the included wall adapter that comes with the power station. As I mentioned before, you can combine this 100 watts with that 90 watts and get a combined 190 watts of total input power and charge the power station up faster. Anyway, you can see just a size comparison that this one is a lot smaller. So obviously if you don't really need super fast charging, we just want to carry a smaller power brick around, this one is pretty nice. Takes up less space and less weight. And it's actually 100 watts versus 90 watts on the included power adapter. And yeah, I'll link this one down in the video description if you guys want to check this one out. Alright, so for the AC inverter testing, I used the steamer pot that I did on the previous power station that I reviewed. That was like 1,090 watt hours, so about double the capacity. So this one, the FATORK, the B500, went from 99% to 70% in the 20 minutes. And on this particular one, it was reading about 417 watts on the display for output power. And on the other one, it was like 423, so it's in about the same ballpark. So about the same amount of watt hours being pulled out of this power station based on the reading on the power output. And then but the actual, in terms of the battery percentage being dropped based on the 518 watt hours of rated capacity, this the steamer took out 150 watt hours versus on the larger power station previously it was 175 watt hours. So not really sure how I'm going to read into that, how much that matters in terms of you know, what kind of amount of power is being drawn out of this power station and how accurate the capacity is. I guess I would have to do a lot more capacity testing to see if this is actually 518 watts, but it does seem like it's in that ballpark and it's pretty close. Yes, overall, not anything terribly surprising about this power station. I have a playlist of a bunch of power station reviews I've done previously. That'll be down in the video description if you want to see how this compares to the other ones. This one, I think, in my opinion, I would have liked to have seen a bigger warranty, you know 5 years. In a lot of these lithium iron phosphate power stations, the lithium iron phosphate cells, LFP cells, are very stable and can be charged and recharged over a long period of time, many cycles. So I'm not sure why they're saying 1,000, whereas like a lot of other LFP packs can go several thousand, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 before going down to 80%. So that's a little bit of, I don't know, it seems like maybe they're using lower quality LFP cells compared to some of the other ones. That's maybe also why that's only a 1-year warranty. So something to keep in mind in terms of, whether or not this is something you would want to pick up. I think at that point, it kind of boils down to the price, because, if there's another 500 watt hour power station that has LFP cells in there, comes with a 5-year warranty, but maybe only costs, $100 more, $100 or $200 more, that might be worth it just for the extra warranty. It really depends on how long you expect to keep it around or what purpose you're using it for. But if that's something that you don't really care about and you plan on maybe upgrading in a year, then maybe the warranty doesn't matter as much. It is nice that it comes with all the extra accessories like the car adapter and the solar cables, etc., and also the fact that you can do dual charging with USB-C power delivery charging on the 100 watt ports. So those are all positives in my opinion. But anyway, it's going to cover for this one. Link down in the video description to everything I talked about, as well as the link to the power station playlist. Hope you found the video helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.